Alright, welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright, check it out everyone. This is part 2. Here we have our 93 Nissan Altima. Now if you check out part 1, the customer's complaint was the battery light was on. We checked it out, come to find out the alternator was not charging at all. And we noticed it was a kind of a brand new alternator. So what we did was try to figure out what the heck was going on. How did that alternator go bad? And the customer was like, this is the second time. Come to find out, there's a lot of oil going into this alternator, and that will short your alternator out. Not only will it short your alternator out, but if you have an oil leak down into your starter, it'll shorten the life of your starter as well. And a lot of automotive auto parts stores will not guarantee, even though it says you got a 1-year warranty or a lifetime warranty. If you come in there with an oil-soaked product, a lot of them won't even do it. Or they'll tell you, listen, we'll do it this time, but that's it. You got to get that oil fixed. So what we're going to do is, and check it out, we're going to do something funny, cool here. One of our subscribers suggested that if we take apart the alternator, clean it up, clean up the brushes, clean up the dials, clean up everything, put it back in, it should start charging again. So we're going to put that theory to a test. That's right. So what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is bring this car over to our other place, and we're going to power wash it, and I'm going to show you the power washer that we use. Then we're going to bring it back over here, remove the alternator, take it apart, get some electric cleaner. It's a special spray for electrical parts. Clean it up, put it back together, put it back in the car, and see if it charges. And this should prove really interesting for you guys out there and girls who has an alternator who has failed because of an oil leak. So then you're gonna know, hey, I can save it, or we're just gonna have to replace it. So let's get right to it. Let's get this car over there, and I'll show you the pressure washer. We'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Got our pressure washer out here. It's Brute, Briggs & Stratton. I had this thing for like 7 years. I'll do a review on that for everybody who wants to get a power washer. All right, here's our alternator. As you can see, this alternator doesn't look that old, and you can see, in fact, you can see the oil on it right there. So what we need to do is get down there and pressure wash all that oil out of there. It's a very difficult spot to get to. All right there. So I'm wondering the best way of doing this. And you know what I think we might do? Take that cover off, jack the car up, take the wheel off, take that inspection cover off right, the front splash shield. I'll show you in a minute. And that way we can get to everything. All right, so let's get this jacked up, get it up on a jack stand, and pull this tire off. Be right back. All right, here we go. Got the car jacked up, and you see how we got to secure it with a jack stand. Now, if you're picking up a vehicle and there's dirt on the ground, you want to make sure you get a piece of wood, a board, to set that jack stand on before you lower it, before you lower the car down in, because that jack stand will sink into the ground and it'll fall on you. It will fall on you. I'm not playing around. It will fall on you. So we got that piece of wood up under there, got our jack stand, and I'm leaving my hydraulic jack up in there just as added security. All right, so let's go over here. Let's take our pry bar, pop this cap off. All right, and we have 4 bolts. Let's see, they look like 21 millimeter. Yes, they are. So we got 4 21 millimeter nuts, and or you can use 13/16. Let's get our 1/2-inch gun. Let's buzz those off. All right, go. All right, the next thing we're going to do, you see this cover right here, this shield? It's kind of flimsy up there right now. But we need to remove that shield. And what I'm going to use here, you got some 10 millimeter bolts. One right there. Let's get to that one. And matter of fact, let's make it easy on on ourselves and get to the bottom one first. Where's my handy dandy little flashlight here? Alright, what we're gonna do is go up under here, and we got one right here first. Yeah, one right there. Yeah, we'll get that out of there. And we got one right there. There's any more? No, that looks like it. So I got me a 10mm. Now I got a little, you don't have to get what I got right here, but I got a 10mm shallow socket 1/2" drive, then I got a 4" 1/2" extension, and then I got a reducer from 1/2" to 3/8. You ain't got to go through all that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get my ratchet here. First thing, I got my little stubby ratchet. I love this little ratchet. And go up under here. Take out that one bolt. Wow, that was really... And actually, they look like they're little screws. All right, let's get that to the side. And let's go up here and get this top one. This way, we can really get a good pressure washing of this. There we go. Unscrew. Wow, look at all that. Look at that oil down there. Get this out of the way. There's a little. Guys, from the way it looks like it's my front seal that's leaking. There's a bunch of oil over here. Wow. Whew, man. Alright, and what we're going to do, we're going to be changing these belts too if we do everything, because them things got to be oil saturated. Alright, so we got the game plan. The first thing we're going to do is, let's set you up right here, and we're going to start this compressor up. This power washer, and we're going to start washing it. Again, I'm going to be doing a video on this, a review. And you can see, I had it for 7 years. I even still got the original spark plug in this thing. You can see the Briggs and Stratton emblem. So definitely, I'm gonna let you know if you should get one. I don't even know if they have this model anymore, especially from Walmart. Walmart is known to sell junk, and I got this from Walmart, and I gotta admit, this is the best thing I bought from Walmart. All right, so let's get this set up. We're gonna power wash this. We're gonna start from the top, and then we're gonna go down to the bottom. Right back. Whew, man, that looks good. That looks really good. All right, let's get our light. Let's go over it to make sure that where's our light at? There it is. All right, let's bring this more of a focused beam here. All right. Oh yeah, that looks good. That looks really good. Timing cover. Go up on top. Let's get more of a focus beam. I tried to get in there as much as I could. I did a pretty good job, actually. I should have got back here a little bit more, but that's okay. That's just water back there. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the tire back on. We're not gonna put the shield back on yet. What we're gonna do is put the tire on. And you know what? I think we might do it right here, guys. Why bring it back over to the other place? I think what we're gonna do is now. Here's the good part. Actually, maybe we'll bring it over there. Because now what we're gonna do is we need to check out where the oil is coming from. So we got to be letting it run, but we can't let it run because the alternator smells good. So now we're going to get down to rebuilding this alternator. Well, not rebuilding it. We're going to take it apart and clean it up and see if that theory is correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm put the tire back on, jack it down, bring it back across the street over there to our other house in the backyard, and we're going to start taking this alternator, clean it up, and we're going to test this theory whether cleaning it up with electrical parts cleaner, cleaning it up, will it work? All right, this is going to be a good test. All right, it's a cool pressure washer. I like that. All right, be right back.
All right, first thing I want to do is very important. I want to take off my negative battery. I almost call it battery post.
No, it ain't no battery post. Battery terminal, man. I just told you, terminal.
It's a
terminal. That's the battery post. Is the battery post. That's the post. This is the terminal.
All right, I want to take my battery terminal and I want to stuck it down in the back. I'm gonna get my 10mm socket. 10mm wrench.
There ain't no wrench.
Oh, socket.
10mm deep socket, 3/8 drive.
10mm 3/8 socket.
No.
Oh, 3/8 drive.
Okay.
That ain't no 10mm.
It ain't?
Nope.
Well, we know about that. All right. Hey, why are those out of order too? Let's try this one. 8mm. Nope. 9. Man, are you sure, Marcus? Yo, let's get it. Yo, this is supposed to be a 10mm. It looks like it's shaved off. We're gonna get us a. Let's get us a 3/8. We'll be right back.
All right, I got my 3/8 socket and 1/4" drive. Let's see if it's gonna work this time. That's crazy. This is not even going back there.
Not working?
Nope.
Let me see that. Oh. Oh, it's already loose anyway. And guys, what we're gonna do here, when we get this off, we're gonna put us a new one up there. Well, actually, wait a minute. Yeah, there it is. All right, it is definitely a 10. But what I might do is take this off. We're gonna turn that around so we can get a better grip on it, because the edge of that is stripped off. All right, so we're gonna stick this down there like that, because We want to make sure that don't come back up here and touch this battery post, and then it's going to short something out over there. All right, let's get back over here to the alternator. We'll be right back.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right. So first thing I want to do, let's go to the alternator. But before I do that, you don't have to take this off. But I want you guys.
That's called the expansion tank.
The suspension tank. You guys probably can't see it like you guys probably can't see the bolts. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this off. A little screwdriver. 10. It's a little like a 10 millimeter.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Let me make sure fish ain't here. Okay, go ahead.
$10mm.
That's loose.
Yep. So I'm just want to swing this over to the side.
All right, let them know how that thing came out of there.
Oh, you guys, you might have to shake it a whole lot.
You gotta shake it a whole lot. You just you weak.
I was
Well, how did it come? How did it come out, man?
I took out the 10mm bolt and it's a little thing on the side. I can't. It's a little like a.
Oh man, look at this.
It's like a bracket or something. Holding it down. So you want
Point to the bracket.
This right here.
Okay, there you go. Now, what is it? What sets in that bracket? What part of that expansion tank sets in the bracket?
This part right here.
Okay.
And it just goes when you put it back. It just slides right into place.
Okay.
So this thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move this over to the side.
You can set it just like that.
I'm gonna take my bolt.
But yeah, to make it easier, guys, what you can do is just get a pair of needle nose, take this off, take the hose off, and take that out of the way completely. Matter of fact, that's what we're gonna do. Now, Marcus, on the bolts, what you want to do? How I always taught you. What?
I just wanna
put the bolt back where you got it. So in that way, you don't have to lose it. You know exactly where it's at.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the next thing I want to do is get to the alternator. I'm going to take my 10mm and I can't think of the thing. Something with the drive it.
We're losing my sockets. 3/8 drive.
3/8 drive.
So what are you taking?
I'm going.
Oh, what's that tool you got?
Oh, this is a 3/8 drive with a
3/8 drive what?
3/8 drive with a
ratchet. 3/8 drive ratchet.
3/8 drive ratchet with a 10mm deep socket.
Okay, good. I can't see what you're doing. Oh. Okay. Go ahead.
I might end up dropping the boat.
Yeah. You can take it off by hand now.
I just want to put it right back on top.
Okay.
Next thing I want to do is I want to get. Next thing that's I'll move to is these two bolts right here.
Ain't two bolts.
Well, two screws.
Man, these gnats are
Two
Ain't two
screws.
screws either. Oh, Marcus, you know exactly what it is. You know exactly what it is.
Nut and
There
bolt.
you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
we'll
Nut
take
and a bolt.
Nut and the bolt out. All right, so I want to take my. This is a 12 millimeter. Wrench. No,
Wrench.
yeah, wrench. 12 millimeter wrench, and I want to put it on the back side, and I want to. That's right here.
That's a 12 millimeter also.
12 millimeter, so I want to.
Oh, I got it.
I want to take my 3/8 1/4 drive.
Ain't no 1/4 drive.
3/8 wrench.
Ain't no ratchet. Ain't no ratchet.
3/8 drive. 3/8 drive with my
3/8 drive what?
3/8 drive
Okay.
ratchet.
There you go.
3/8
Remember, these are called a ratchet. Just like this one over here. The only difference is this one's a 1/4 drive and that one's a 3/8 drive. Okay.
Set my 12 millimeter deep socket. Hold up.
Things that tight? Alright, hold on for a minute. You got it off already. Oh, unless, see guys, now there's not supposed to be a nut on the end of that. This bolt's supposed to be just screwed right into the alternator and that's it. Why there's a bolt on the end, I have no idea. But what this bolt is, this is the adjustment bolt. If you look right here, there's a slot right there. And that's to adjust the tension for the belt. So we got to get that one. And the next bolt is right down below. It looks like a 14 millimeter. Right there. That's our next one. Now there should be one in the back. But we noticed there's not one, so I'm not sure if there's supposed to be one or that bolt supposed to go all the way through. But we're about to find out. All right, so the next thing you're gonna do, Mark, is get you a 14 millimeter deep socket 3/8 drive.
I want to set the nut over.
Matter of fact, on that nut, let's just, you know what? Let's continue taking this out. We're gonna look at that once it get out. Why they did that, I don't know. The threads seem good. All right. So what you're gonna do is put the nut on the end of that. We're gonna just put that right up on the side. Matter of fact, put it right up here, where it's out of the way. Okay.
Take my 14 millimeter deep socket with my 3/8 drive ratchet. I almost got it. Put this back over here.
Now, stop. You see how as soon as he loosened that bolt up, now look at our alternator. See how it slides back and forth? See, now we're sliding on that slot right there if the bolt was still in there. And you notice our belt got really loose. So that's how you tighten up the belt on these. All right, so which means, see, now I can pull that forward. And right now, you can take this belt right off of there. We go to the side. Now we got a better look at that bolt. All right. Come on, you don't have to keep doing that. Get that bolt out of there. Use your hands now. Use one hand. Use one hand to move the alternator. Check this out. Hey, hold it. Let me show you. All right. When you get to this point, guys, that bolt's loose. What you want to do is move your alternator, back and forth a little bit. And while you're doing that, you can get that bolt out by hand. Look at all that oil on that bolt. We're gonna set this up there with the other one. I'm going to take our alternator, swing it up. Now see, this is a little tight spot right here. Now we could do this two ways. One, I can try to move this out of the way and get this out of here, but you don't want to mess up this hose. Now you can do this two ways. One, you can take off the hose and move the hose out the way. And two, you can move this bracket. This bracket's almost impossible to get out the way because of where the bolts are. So to make this easy for us, we're going to remove the upper radiator hose. So we got a little 10 millimeter here. 10 millimeter deep, 3/8 drive with a 3/8 drive ratchet. Going to loosen up our clamp. Or you can get a Phillips screwdriver in there. Where you pointing at, man? What the heck you looking at?
I was looking at that.
All right. And slowly move that. And what we're going to do here, let's get a pan. We're going to get a pan up under there to catch this little bit of antifreeze, and then we'll be right back. All right.
All right, I'm gonna take my pan and slide it under so it catch all the antifreeze and drip all the drips out. I want to take off my hose.
What you're going to do is just let that drain a little bit. Get the hose over there. All right, go ahead.
Take my alternator and just swing it all the way over here. All right, so next, there's a plug right here I want to take off. This is a little tab. Push in.
Show me the tab. Okay.
Push in. Pull it right out.
Okay.
Swing that to the side. This is like a
torque. You know what, guys? The best way of doing this, instead of getting a socket, just grab your vice grips. Just loosen that right up.
I ain't gonna.
Man, how old are you, man?
I'm 18.
Why you grabbing stuff like you 5? Like you playing with blocks. Grab that thing. Put that thing up there, man. Put them vice grips. Put them vice grips up there and grab that, Marcus. What you tighten it up for?
This thing ain't.
What the heck?
This thing's not going up here.
Huh?
It's
Yeah,
not.
okay, why? Look, check this out. What you want to do? Hold the camera. What you want to do? You got to use both your hands on this. You got to set the vice grips on the end just like that. And then you start adjusting it with your other hand. You make sure, back up, make sure you get the whole, get everything what I'm doing here. Just till you can get that thing. I'll get it, man. Trust me. I'll get it. I'll get it, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. As soon as you loosen that up, then I got it. Oops. All right. Take that screw out of there. And then we're going to put that screw right back in there. All right, then we're going to bring the alternator over here to the back of the truck. Guys, look at this, guys. Look at the alternator. Look at that oil. Man. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take this thing apart so we can see, clean this up and see what's happening. And what we have here, our main thing, we got these 4 screws right here, like about 8 millimeters. One on the side with the blue markings. And we're going to have to remove the pulley right here. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, here we go. The first thing we're going to do is take off the center nut on the pulley. And let's see, what I have here is a 15/16 socket, 1/2-inch drive. And if you have a cordless gun, that'd be good. I got an air gun. Get that bolt off of there. Okay. And what you want to do here is, as you set parts off, just set them into the party line. And just as we take stuff off, put them in a line so we know exactly how it goes back. The next thing we got here is, turn it around, we got 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Holding on the back of the housing. We need to take that off. Now, what you want to do is pay attention to where your back is at, because you can put them in all different kind of ways. And I know my 2 ears, the big ears right there, they're facing each other. So what I want to do here is go ahead. I got a 8 millimeter deep 3/8 drive socket with my 3/8 drive ratchet. I'm gonna go ahead and break those loose. All right. Next thing we're gonna do is go ahead, take all 4 of them out. I think Fisher's here. I'll be right back. All right, Fisher just dropped off. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Electrical parts cleaner. And if you want to check that out, got a picture of the alternator up there. All right, so we're gonna go back over here. Take out all 4 bolts. And guys, I have never taken apart one of these alternators, but I'm very confident. All right, the next thing we're gonna do, let's see if this comes. Oh yeah, look at that. Comes apart. Ooh, look at that oil in there. All right, so we're gonna set this part down over here, and let's see what we got here. The bearing is good and all this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wet and oil up there. All right. Let's set this down. Now, if you see down here, see them things right there? Those are the brushes. Those 2 points are sticking up right there. So we're going to have to reset those. So let me see. I'm not sure if do I want to take apart this whole thing. mean, I can. We got all the screws right here. And you know what? I'm going to try it. Let's see here. Let's see. Now we got some 8mm nuts right around here. And make sure they're 8mm. That's kind of off. So it looks like I gotta maybe I have to take this one out first. Let's go around here. Just loosen these up. All right, let me get me a Phillips screwdriver. You know what? I get it. There we go. All right. So now what I'm gonna do is see what's loose here. Loosen them up. All right. So now let's take all of them off. Still into place here. I want to see what else is holding this in. Let's take these out and see. Okay, let's make sure these two are the same as the other ones. Looks like, yes, looks like they are. All right. Let's see if we can pull this apart. I'm seeing if this is holding it right here. Not necessarily, not really true. I see a screw down there. I see a few screws down there. Maybe those screws do hold something in place. Alright, so I'm gonna get me a Phillips screwdriver. Take this stuff apart. I'll be right back. Alright, we got our Phillips screwdriver. This thing is really greasy down here. And I'm gonna take off this 1, 2, 3, and 4. You see those screws on here?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's one. Okay. All right, so let's get down here. All right, there's one. And what I want to do now, what I'm doing is pushing pressure down on the screw and turning it so I don't strip them out. Okay. Make sure my screws are the same length so I can put them down. I ain't got to worry about what area to go. And it looks like this screw is holding in our brushes. At least it seems it. No, still. Where did I just feel something a bit loose? Oh, okay. Looks like our voltage regulator is unbolted. Now we just gotta get the rest of this out of here. Got this one more screw over here. Okay. Got our 4 screws. Let's set our 4 screws over here. And I don't know why the thing is not. You know what? Let's find out what the heck this screw is right here. Huh, look at that. Let's set this right here. And looks like we got is that a 10 or an 8 millimeter bolt. Let's take that loose. 8 millimeter nut, I'm sorry. Alright. Set this over there. I got pretty much everything out of here. Now I'm wondering why this thing is. Okay, there it is. This is ridiculous. Me and my bright ideas. It looks like I'm hanging up on the voltage regulator. But how the heck can that be if I can't get this? There it is. Alright, there we go. Got all our pieces out. Okay, let's set this over here. Our voltage regulator. And there we go. Now what we're gonna do here, let's see how this goes here. Wow, that's pretty cool. So we know our voltage regulator goes right here. Okay. And we know our brushes set in there. You know what, let me get some gloves. We're gonna clean this stuff up. Be right back. All right, got me some fresh gloves on. I'm gonna look at all this. Kind of oily. All right, so what we're gonna do is take our electromotive electric parts cleaner. Let's see, get our straw. This is what we got. All right. I'm gonna use the straw. What the heck? Man? Why they give me a straw if it ain't gonna fit? There we go. All right, let's take this part over here. Get all that oil and grease out of there. Oh yeah, you can look at all that oil dropping from this thing. Now again, somebody said you can clean it up and it'll work, so we're gonna put this to a test. All right, so we're gonna put that down to the side. Next, we're gonna take our brushes, clean them up. Okay. Take our regulator. Clean that up. I'm gonna take this old big thing here and wow, that's a lot of oil in there. All right, let me get another can, clean this up. I'm gonna clean these parts up, and then I'm gonna clean up this right here, and then we'll be right back. All right, now we're gonna take our air blower, blow these parts out. We did a nice job on our front cover too. All right, change my gloves. We're gonna start putting this together. Right back. All right, guys, let's put this back together. Let's see what I'm gonna do here. You know, it looks like I don't see no holes in here where those screws go at. So I'm wondering if I can put all this together out here. Huh. You know, I think I just might try that. Alright, so let's get us a screw in here and dang it, I have to hold this sideways. And let's try to get that lined up again. Okay, that's one. Let's get another one. Get that second one lined up in there. Okay, that's two. I'm not going to tighten these up all the way. Then I want to pay attention to, alright, so our brushes are going to sit right on top, like that. Alright, so let's try to set this down there. Oh, that was sweet. And our brushes are going to set right down just like that. Alright, but now what we got to do is we got to set our brushes, which means we got to take these pins right here, push them back, and see the holes in there? The holes supposed to line up with that hole, line them up, and put a pin right through them. And the pin is supposed to go through that little hole right there. You turn it over. There it is, right, that hole right there. All right. So let's try that. Let's you know what? I think we can set this down in here. Let's set this down. Get our other two screws. Okay. Let's get our other one. Okay. That's started. That's looking pretty good. You ask me. That's looking really good. Alright. So let's tighten up these 4 screws and we'll be right back. All right, I had to take my brushes out of there because this thing wasn't sitting right. All right, it looks like my brushes go in that way and up under that way. Wow, this thing is a pain. Alright. Get that bottom in there. Okay. Now, let's set this back down. That went down there pretty easy. Right now, I'm going to tighten up my 4 screws and we'll be right back. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is put our 8mm nut back up on here. Alright, and let's get the rest of our 8mm nuts up here to keep all that holding into place. I'm not liking the way that thing is sitting down. Why that thing ain't sitting down all the way? There we go. Alright, then we're going to tighten up all of them. And tighten these up. I'm going to show you how to do one of them. We're going to tighten it up till it stops and just a little bit more. That's it. Alright? So let's get these tightened up and we'll be right back. Alright, we got that done. The next thing we need to do is set down our brushes. Bring those brushes down because we can't put this wheel back in. This one right here, man. This one over here. Can't put this wheel in unless those things are down. And what I got is a little pin here. I'm going to use this one. And these are used for the timing tensioners. And what you got to do is look at the holes right there. Turn it over and it lines up with this holes right here. So what we need to do is start putting this in like this. And what we're going to do is got to reach our finger in here and push those brushes down. Or you can get a screwdriver or something. You got to push those brushes down until this pin goes through. So let's see if I can get this done here. Okay, now I got one. And you see, now it's only this one right here that's held up. So what I'll do is turn back over, squeeze that one down, push the pin in more. Now they're completely down. They're locked into place. That's great. And you want to make sure that pin stays in there. Now what we're going to do is put our wheel in. Now this wheel can go, make sure you put it in the right way. You see these parts right here? Matter of fact, let's make sure, let's get a little rag here. I'm going to clean this up, make sure those brushes touch it. And this is the back bearing. And what you want to do is just slowly lower this down into there.
check which one it is.
It is? Alright. Once it's in there, then we can just pull it out. But we ain't gonna pull it out yet. We're gonna put our front cover on. Let's change our battery and we'll be right back. Okay, we got that. Now, let's get our top cover on. And I remember that our ear has to line up. Problem is, which ear was it? It's the one with the clear hole in it. So I'm going to turn this like this. And put that on. Slowly like that. Get our 4 screws. Get them started. And then we're going to tighten them up. And what I'm going to do is bring everything in by hand first. Make sure it's all even. Okay. And go ahead and tighten them up. Again, these are not tight. As soon as it stops, a little bit more. That's it. I'm gonna go crossways so I can make sure it's going even. Now, if I put this alternator in now and all, it still will not charge as long as I got this pin in here. So what we're gonna do now, let's go over here and put this little cover back up here. Oops. Got a little washer on that thing. Okay, put the little cover on it. Next thing, we're going to turn it over. Spin it. Sounds good. Get our pulley. Notice how I'm setting the pulley on. It's got a little collar right there that sticks out. That's going to go towards it. On like there. Get our 15/16 nut and put it up there. Let's get our air gun. Just going to tighten that up. Last but not least, take our pin, put it out. You heard the brushes come up. Look at that, guys. We have done it. We had took this alternator apart, cleaned it up. Now we're about to ready to install this and see if it charges. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. Let's get our wiring hooked up first. Let's plug in our alternator. And then I had to go get a socket for this. This is a 20 Torx. You're gonna stick that in there. It's a ground. Definitely gonna need this ground. And I noticed when Marcus took it off that it was facing like straight up, just like that. So I want to make sure I put that in that pretty much the same position. Okay, got my 20 Torx 1/4 inch drive. Got my 1/4 inch drive ratchet. And let's go over here. Make sure that's nice and tight. I'm not gonna worry about this yet. Let's get this down there. Next thing we're gonna do is, now there is supposed to have been another bolt on this, a bolt through here. So what happened to it, I have no idea. So I'm gonna set this down. I got my 14mm bolt. Come over here to the front. And let's get that set in there. Make sure this thing is lined up and going in by hand first, so you will strip it out. Whoops, dang it. Alright, I'm going to bring that in as much as possible. And I don't want to tighten that up, just want to bring that in by hand a little bit. The next thing we're going to do is get our 12mm nut and bolt. And it's going to go down here underneath. It must have been stripped out. I guess that's why they put a nut on the end of it. So what we're going to do is bring that out till it shows right there. And then we're going to put this nut on the end of it. Now that we're ready, what we're going to do is bring this forward. We're going to grab our belt. Make sure our belt is on everywhere. Get the belt on. Make sure it's on all the pulleys. Okay. We're going to take a look at the bottom. Make sure that it's on down there. I can't even see down there. Let's
Looks like right?
Yeah.
It's sitting on the desk.
Okay. All right. Let's see now. Make sure that our belt is on. Okay, that one's on. That's a separate belt. That one's on. Yeah. It's like no room in here to look. Okay. Can't tell if that bottom one's on. All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn this wheel. I'm gonna make sure that it's on. I'll be right back. All right, I turned the wheel all the way to the right. I just want to make sure this belt was on the right pulley good. All right, now we're gonna tighten it up. I got my little pry bar here, and what I'm gonna do is stick my pry bar between the alternator and the motor mount, and I'm using it to pry it back. And what I'm doing, come over this side, and what it's doing is putting tension on the belt. Now what I gotta do is get my 12mm. 12mm. That's okay. That's the wrench. Socket. Okay, you got a 12mm wrench. My 12mm deep 3/8 drive. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and snug this up just a little bit. And I'm going to push back on my alternator. Now you want to make sure you back up and show everything. So you can do how to do this with one person. I got the thing in there. I'm going to do is hold my hand right here. I'm putting pressure on the alternator to tighten up the belt. All right. Belt's nice and tight. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. Great, perfect, great. Now I'm gonna get my 14mm. 14mm deep, and I'm gonna go down here and tighten up this bottom bolt. Again, there should be 2 bolts in there. All right, that's tight. Take that off. The next thing I want to do is take my 10mm nut off of here. Put it back up on there, put the wire back on, bring it down, And we got a 10mm over here somewhere. Or is that the 5/16? No, that's a 5/16. Alright, got my 10mm deep 3/8 drive. I'm gonna sit here and tighten this up, and that's all I have to do is just bring it down till it stops, and then tighten a little bit more. Done. Hooked up. Bring our hose across here. Tighten this up. Now I know I gotta add some antifreeze, but I'm not gonna add none yet. But we want to see if this alternator is gonna charge. Okay, get a glove out of here. Alright, the next thing we're gonna do, let's get our 10mm bolt from over here, from our expansion tank. Bring our expansion tank over to the side. Now here's the slot right here, and you want to make sure it goes right down there. Push down. And this bolt was loose. Let's see if it's stripped out, so we're going to try to tighten it up right now. Yeah, it tightens up, so somebody just left it loose. Alright. Last but not least, go over here to the negative battery terminal. And matter of fact, what I want to do here, take this off and turn that nut around. Okay. Because it's stripped up in the front and it's good in the back of it. So what we're going to do is turn this around. And that way we can get it good, we can tighten that up. There we go. Alright, then put it on. Should get a new battery terminal. This thing's still. Alright guys, here we go. Let's get our tools from up under here. We're gonna start this up, and we're gonna see if that battery light is out. Alright, let's go over this way.
He's in the car.
Huh? Right here. Alright, so looking at the dashboard. Here's our battery light right there. So when I start this up, before it was on, is it going to be on now when I start it? Let's find out. That didn't do nothing. That cleaning it didn't do nothing. This alternator needs to be rebuilt or replaced. So I guess that does not work. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, there you have it. That's the end of part 2. That did not work. Cleaning the oil, taking it apart, cleaning all the oil out there, cleaning it up real good and nice, put it back in. It did not work. Now we had a little problem here because we cannot find out where that oil is coming from because we need the car running. Now, so on the next part, we're going to introduce some dye into the system, and that advice came from Manic Mechanic 007 about introducing what is good. What it is that you got to have a black light. You put some dye into the oil, and wherever it's leaking at, that black light going to pick it up. I'm gonna try to do it without it because I know a lot of you DIYers out there don't have that kit, but I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna put it in there anyway. I'm gonna try to find it by visual inspection instead of using the black light. But you definitely want to think about investing in a kit like that. Well, not really, because if you're only gonna do your own car, then ain't no use in that. But we're gonna check that out. Any kind of questions or comments, be sure to put them in the comment section below, or you can email me directly at tim@astroautorepairs.com. Guys, girls, this is Timmy from Astro Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. Take it easy.